Oh, there's one. That's a good bite. Found him. Welcome back, everybody. So I am extremely excited to throw a brand new lure from Japan. It is the Bass Puzzle Grass Piece. Why it's named like that, I have no idea. But nevertheless, it's a interesting looking bait, kind of like a spinnerbait vibrating jig hybrid sort of deal. So very excited to throw this. We're gonna get her tied on and see what we can do. But before I forget, we are still doing our lure giveaway box, so make sure to stay to the end of the video to hear more about that. Let's get after it. So the Bass Puzzle Grass Piece, I'm not sure why they named it that, and even reading it on the packaging is kind of difficult, but looks interesting. I think it came out of Biwa, reading the back, for dense vegetation and cover. One thing that I thought was interesting reading the back is that it doesn't hunt or wander, which is something that people typically want out of their vibrating jigs. So that is a little different, but I'm excited to throw this thing. We don't have a ton of vegetation. Obviously, we're in later fall, so some of that has already started to die off and the water's gotten pretty clear, but I have pretty high hopes that we'll end up catching a fish. But let's put the puzzle together and catch a couple. That was dumb. Let's go. All right, that's what she looks like. We're not going to put a trailer on it right away, just to kind of get some sort of sense. Oh, it vibrates quite a bit. It seems a little bit tighter than maybe a jackhammer, but it vibrates actually quite a bit. And without a trailer, yeah, what they said on packaging is definitely correct. It doesn't hunt. Like if you throw a jackhammer or something like that without a trailer, every once in a while you get like a change in your rod tip, reeling it back, and that's when it's, you know, hunting or changing that blade. And a lot of times that's what gets bites, but this one is just a straight retrieve. But obviously you can do a lot of stuff with that. You can kill it and do everything else. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything. We can impart a lot of action on it, but it's almost, to me, it's kind of like a mix between a swim jig and a vibrating jig, and almost like a spinnerbait, because how it's kind of, you know, its components are laid out. Kind of interesting. It gives me a little bit of that knuckleball that was supposed to be kind of like a spinnerbait sort of hybrid lure, but hopefully this does much better than that. Typically I'm out fishing in the mini pond with expensive lures because I don't want to lose them right away, but we have such little time just because of dark and how many days are getting very, very cold and short. So we are going straight out to a pond or a lake that's got much bigger fish. We might lose it immediately. If we do end up losing it right away to a pike or something like that, holy cow, we'll end up just throwing a jackhammer. But not sure that all that was necessary. But let's go ahead and put on trailer and get out there and see if we can't catch a couple. Oh, there's a bite. Felt like a good bite. Oh, there's one. Oh, we still got him. Or do we? What in the world? Did we miss him twice? That was the strangest thing. I swear we had 2 bites and missed him twice. Well, our bad luck streak continues. We had a total of 3 bites and 2 of them were on the same cast. The first one actually felt pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie, but the second one was pretty small, and I'm pretty sure it was the same fish that just popped off and then bit again. But not super impressed for a bait that costs more than a jackhammer. So we will most certainly be back out fishing this guy again. I refuse to not catch a fish on a $20 lure. But yeah, if you guys have ever used this guy and do super well, by all means comment that in the comment section down below. I don't know. Oh, last minute, are you kidding me? All right, we had 4 bites today. Don't lose this one. Dear Lord. Don't. Is this a decent one? Oh, I thought it popped off. Oh, it was a big old pike. We're good. We're good. Okay. That was a big old pike. I'm glad that thing popped off. All right. That was not what we were after. Didn't get the line though, so we had a pretty good shot of getting them, short of it coming off. All right, 4 bites. Again, the bad luck continues. We'll come back out and fish this guy again. All right, this is day 2 of us fishing with the bass puzzle piece grass. All right, this is day 2 of us fishing with the bass puzzle grass piece. I don't understand why it's called that. It's difficult to say, to be honest, but we have a little bit more time today. It's a little bit warmer than it was the other day. I mean, it's still cold and we're still in fall, but I have high hopes of us getting into a couple fish. The water is uber clear, so morning dawn should do nice for us. I'm just hoping to catch a couple bass before we end up getting bit off by a pike, which is almost inevitable, but let's start casting around, seeing if we can't get lucky and get into a couple. There's one. Finally. Holy cow. Slow rolling this thing out in the middle of the lake, and that is definitely a bass. It's fighting so sluggish. Let's not lose this one. No way, it's a pike. Oh, it's not a bad bass. Oh, that was stupid. That was not a bad bass. That was so sluggish though. That was ridiculous. Probably drop anchor here. Out in the middle of nowhere. Slow rolling this thing. That was our first actual bite from bass. Well, today at least. That was probably like a 2.5. Oh, missed that one. Oh, there's one. That's a good bite. Found him. At least found one. That was a good bite. We ended up trimming up the skirt on this guy a little bit and trimming the tail because they were short striking it. And them being, that's a good bass. Don't lose them. Oh gosh. Don't do this twice. Ah, there's a good one. There we go. He got all of it. But yeah, we ended up shortening up the skirt a little bit and the tail. That's a fat 2.5 probably. There we go. But from the bites that I've had, which haven't been very many today, it seems that they are sitting in grass, but not shallow grass. Shallower, but still like 5 foot, to where I can slow roll this thing and not catch a ton of grass and have to pop it out of there a ton. So that was our most aggressive bite by far. So hopefully we found a couple. Oh, back to back. Come on. Hopefully we found a couple. Seems like we might have. And we'll be able to catch a couple more. Whew. That was not a bass. That was for sure a pike. Oh, there's one. That feels like a bass. Don't be a pike, please be a bass. Feels like a, yeah, it's definitely a bass. Stuck him. Oh, oh no, we had him twice. I was about to say, holy cow. Not a big one. Pound and 3/4 maybe. There we go. We're starting to put something together a little bit. I mean, it's getting towards the end of the day, so that's not great, but it's this 5 to 6 foot area with just a little bit of weeds that I can reel this relatively slow and just tick the top of them. There's another one. That one barely touched it. Another small one. Oh, come on now. Calm down. There we go. They're getting it better though. That one barely touched it. I can almost guarantee if we still had the full-size skirt and bigger trailer on there, that we would not have gotten that one. All right. Oh, missed one. Shoot. Oh, came back to get it. That's happened a couple of times. They're not like super aggressive, but there have been a few times where they have missed a bait and come back to get it. Is that a bass? Or is that a pike? I think that's a pike. Yep, that might be why I came back to get it. It didn't feel super aggressive. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's a pike. I was about to say, for a second, I thought that was a big old bass. All right. You're not what we were shooting for. Barely hooked. Our only goal is to get our bait back. We got it. Almost got hooked in the process. That was like a 24 inch. Maybe even 22. That was pretty small. We will cut and retie. He got one little nick in there. Saved it. Twisted our plastic all around too. All right, well, see if we can't get one or two more. All right, we're doing this video a little out of order. I was not done with the bass puzzle grass piece. I want to catch a couple more fish. Typically I fish the mini pond just to catch a couple fish, especially when I'm throwing an expensive lure, so I don't lose it immediately to pike. But we went out and fished the big lake, caught some fish. Nothing real exciting. We did end up catching a pike though also, and managed to salvage the bait, so that was great. I want to catch a couple more. I do like this bait a lot, and there's a fish on our second cast. I do like this bait a lot. Not a big one. We're not going to catch anything big out of the mini pond, but that does get some. Oh, we're going to have to help him a little bit. He got in by himself, but I do like this bait a lot. I think all the difference was made the other day by shortening up that skirt and that trailer, because they were all short hitting it so badly. If I had a trailer hook or something like that, I could have thrown that on there, but I think it worked out pretty well. So see if we can't catch a couple more. That one was interesting though. It had spots, almost like a spot, which we don't have up here, but see if we can't catch some more. There's another one. Oh, had him. There's another one. What is happening? That was multiple fish on the same cast that we didn't end up catching. Again, these are a little bit smaller fish, so if we're having issues at the other lake for them short striking, this would be very much the same. And a little bit more difficult because their mouths are obviously a little bit smaller. We're just getting multiple fish to bite on the same cast. That's crazy. They clearly like it. I don't know if it's the same fish or there's just like little schools of them. They seem to like it though. Another little guy. He got hooked twice. We had some lip from one of the other ones that bit. A little small. It's what we would expect from the mini pond. Wish they were all just a tinge bigger, but it's still fun. There's one. So slow and sluggish. All right. All right, that'll be our last one. Little guy. He's not super skinny. Wish he'd grow up another 3 or 4 inches, but that is about it for today. So we will head back to the house, talk about our lure, and put another lure in the box. All right, we are back home after fishing the bass puzzle grass piece. Got a little bit better at saying it after saying it 10 or 15 times, but yeah, don't exactly know why it's named in that order. Maybe it sounds different in Japanese, but nevertheless, as far as the bait goes, I like it a lot. It is kind of expensive, very similar to a jackhammer. I think they're very similar in price. It's about 20 bucks. But it's super well made. The arm's super sturdy, not a whole lot of flex to it. The hook, still sticky sharp after catching all those fish. But yeah, the only thing that really seems to be any different on this bait versus a jackhammer is that it doesn't really hunt. But you can add trailers to a jackhammer so it doesn't hunt as much also. So I don't exactly know why you would need this. It's supposed to be fished in heavy grass and timber and all sorts of stuff like that. Throwing it in the grass that we had, I don't know that I noticed any sort of difference between it and a jackhammer as far as coming through that. It still got hung up on the arm and the hook, so I don't know that it was much better as far as that goes. But definitely something, if you fish a bunch of jackhammers and want to throw something a little bit different, I think it's a great lure. I'm glad that we still kept it and there wasn't a pike that bit it off, so we get a fish with it next spring, probably at least a little bit longer, so that's cool. That being said, I think as far as our fishing, it is getting to be fall, getting closer to winter, so those fish were very, very lethargic. The bites we had, they were not, short of like maybe one, they were not aggressive at all. They just kind of sucked in the bait, and there's just a little bit of weight on the end. And they were short striking this like no other. So I think the biggest thing that led to our success of getting any of those fish to the boat was really shortening up that skirt and that robo worm trailer. Once we did that, we got a few more fish to the boat, which was great. I think that kind of says something as far as, you know, finesse fishing when the water starts getting really, really cold. But yeah, interesting bait. I like it a lot. Obviously, I trimmed the skirt pretty short, so now it's probably just a finesse lure for me, but I do like it, and I will definitely be fishing it next spring. But that being said, we didn't catch any 4-pounders today. If you're new to the channel, we are doing a lure box giveaway. It's kind of in a series format, so we've been doing it for a while, obviously. And every video from now up until December 1st that we don't catch a 4-pound bass, we are dropping a lure in the box. So that being said, I don't know when it's going to end. It could end at any point in time that we catch a 4-pounder. Obviously, the closer we get to December 1st, the less and less likely that seems because the water's getting colder. A little bit more difficult to catch some of those fish. So we have so much in that box, it's ridiculous. I don't even remember everything that's in there, but it's airing well over $150 of lures. But so the way that we're doing this, again, every video that we don't catch a 4-pounder, we go ahead and put a lure in the box. We'll be doing that giveaway over on Instagram, either when we catch a 4-pounder, it'll be then, or December 1st. So make sure to like, comment, share, follow along. So one, you know everything that's in the box. You can go back to any of the videos to see how much we've added to it. It's been a lot. And then also so you know when that we're actually giving away in case we do catch a 4-pounder before December 1st. But we didn't catch one today, so we are going to go ahead and throw another lure in the box. I think we already have stick baits in there, but you can never have too many. So we're going to throw some more stick baits in there. Hopefully somebody is able to catch some fish with that. We're overflowing our box. I've said forever that I'm going to get a bigger one. I haven't procrastinated, but it's getting to the point where things are just going to start spilling over. So as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till next one.